Tennessee. Welcome once again to the Allon Exchange with Jay and Brittany Hagy, the co-founders of Allon Planning Partners. I'm your host, Spike Spangle. Jay and Brittany, I got to ask, what's on your mind this week?
Oh, man. Well, there's a lot on my mind today, just like every day, I believe. But today I specifically wanted to talk about questions that we should be asking our financial professional, our financial advisor, or whoever's giving us financial advice, because time after time, I'm meeting with clients and they're asking me, is there more I should ask? What else should I ask? I don't know what to ask. Do you have any more questions? So we want to tackle it head on today. We want to go ahead and talk to you about, why do you even need a financial advisor? That may be a good place to start,
I might want to start there. Is that why and or when do I need a financial advisor? And look, I'm not just trying to set this up to say that every single person out there needs a financial advisor, but I think financial education is helpful for everyone, and there are different stages and different things we're trying to accomplish. And I would think that maybe you want to talk with a financial advisor if we're starting to work on specific goals.
Yeah.
Whether it's helping the kids pay for college or getting up, obviously set up for my own retirement. But let me ask you, why do I need a financial advisor? I find that you don't get a lot of advice from those 401k plans, and I'm not trying to say anything bad to the providers out there, but I think a lot of folks need a financial advisor when we start saving into those retirement accounts.
And that's why it's not just, do you need a financial advisor? It's finding the right financial advisor, because you need a comprehensive financial advisor to look at your overall picture. There is so much value in being able to have someone look at the overall picture and not just look at your investments and what you're saving for retirement, but help you with all of these other matters that we talk about all the time. Tax planning, when and how to file for Social Security, creating an income in retirement, ensuring your debts are paid down, living within your means. All of these things are the things that we love to focus on, the comprehensive nature of it all. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's
a multi-tiered approach. It's not just investment advice. And most folks, some folks have done really good for themselves and really well, and they've amassed a lot of money in the stock market, right? And they say, well, why do I need a financial advisor? Look how well I've done with my money.
Right.
It's not just about the investment management piece. We help folks that have millions of dollars with a lot of pieces like tax planning. If I had millions of dollars, you think I want to pay less in taxes? Yes, I do. The income planning piece, how should I be taking income from these different buckets that I've had set up to help not cause a tax burden on me or my children unnecessarily, right? How do we look at estate planning? Because eventually one day, whether I'm disabled or deceased, I want to pass these assets on to the people that I love and make sure that the state is not telling me how to do that. So we go in depth in a lot of planning that you would not just be your investment management advice, which is a core component, but it's certainly not the sole component.
Yeah, but within our industry, I know it can be kind of confusing because there's financial advisors, there's financial planners, there's investment managers, there's CPAs, there's wealth managers. I mean, there's like this never-ending list of financial professionals. There's insurance agents. Who in the world am I supposed to work with, right? So there are purposes for many of those roles, but if you have a comprehensive financial planner, they should be able to provide all of those services to you. They should be able to provide and meet those needs to look at your overall picture, and that makes a huge difference.
Well, I think that's why we're doing some of the questions today of what you need to ask a financial advisor. And would you say that, to be fair, what are some of the services you do, or what exactly do you provide for clients?
Very fair. I think you have to know what advice that you're being given. Like, what services do you provide? Do you just talk to me about my health insurance? Do you just talk to me about my insurance needs? Do you just talk to me about my tax planning? Do you just talk to me about my investment advice? To know if you really have a comprehensive planner that's working for you in your corner, you want to make sure that someone that's touching on all the topics that we've talked about. But I want to kind of go into a little bit different segment of why we need a financial advisor, and that is a study, and I'm actually going to read a little bit of it because I think it's so important that we understand it, is that Vanguard did a study saying that those used a financial advisor who did comprehensive planning, that they netted around 3% more on average year over year than those who did not. Now, 3%, doesn't sound like a lot. It doesn't sound like a lot. 3% of $1 is 3 cents, right? It doesn't sound like a lot, but over compounding interest over a 25-year period,
10,
that
12,
adds up to a lot of money.
15
Let me give you a scenario. If you have $500,000 over a 25-year period with a financial advisor, according to Vanguard, it would grow to approximately $3.4 million. Okay, that 500,000. The same 500,000 without a financial professional's help, helping you with that comprehensive growth, it would only grow to about 1.7 million. That's half. So it doesn't sound like a lot in the immediate, but let me tell you, over time, the advice that a good financial professional is giving you is invaluable.
Yeah, and also connected to that study, 3% was the total benefit added by working with a financial advisor, but 1% of that was having to do with behavioral coaching, knowing not to allow your emotions to dictate when you buy, when you sell, what you do, what you do with those investments. So having somebody on your side who is helping you kind of mitigate all of the emotions that come with investing in your money, because they're connected. Emotions and our dollars, and when we see the market go like this and we see our dollars decline, man, that's a scary feeling, and that impacts what we do and how we respond. But if you have someone who's working with you to protect your assets, to help you grow your assets, who knows your goals and what you're working towards, there is a lot of power in what you can accomplish.
And
with that
there's a lot of power in this study. And folks, you can look this up on the internet on your own. Go onto the interwebs out there and look at this Vanguard study. Vanguard, the reason why this research to me was so surprising is Vanguard is known for do-it-yourselfers,
That's right.
folks who
More
like it.
passive
And so they
investment.
said, well, what's the difference between investing on your own
And look what they
using a
found.
financial? Well, you're going to have to pay this person, you're pay a professional.
That's right.
And they independently found that you can make more using a financial
right.
professional than doing it on your own.
Very interesting.
Just not knowing the wide array of diversification, the difference in lower costs investments, possibly things like exchange traded funds, and actually working with a professional can increase your returns. And so what would you say stops most people from doing it? Do you think it's because they believe there's a high cost to using?
I would think.
Would you say
that's
there's a
some of
high
it.
cost to coming in and just sitting down with you two?
Yeah. Well, there's no cost to come in and sit down with us to see if we can offer you value. That's our job, to see if we can give you a value proposition. Coming in and sit down and have a conversation with us about where you're at in your financial journey and where you want to be is just a step one. And we do that complimentary for anyone who wants to come in. And so we need to answer the question before we start asking the questions. What should I ask the advisor? Why should I even have one to begin with? And I believe practically, not only by our word and what we've said, but Vanguard and the studies that we've seen, is that good financial advice can lead you to a better financial stability.
Right. We've got to take a very short break right now. Folks, if you want to call the phone number on the screen here, we'll get you started on your own complimentary review. Or you can use your QR code. I was looking for my phone. It's like, oh, we put them all away. Open up your phone to the camera, point it at the QR code down on the bottom of the screen. You've done this at restaurants, right? We've all had to open up menus. Open up your phone, go to the QR code. It'll drop you right over to the website as well. Comprehensive financial planning. It doesn't have to have a cost, especially for us here in the start. Call the phone number right here. Come on in. We want to get you started on your own complete retirement plan. More of the Allon Exchange with Jay and Brittany when we get back right after this.
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. After nearly a lifetime on the job, you should be rewarded for all the time you spent working. Whether that's crossing off items on your bucket list, learning a new passion, or rekindling the love of an old one. After all, life isn't over when you stop working. It's the start of an all-new chapter. The one where you're the writer and you get to choose how your story will go. A way to achieve that is by having a clear financial plan to sustain your golden years. The biggest fear most retirees have is if they'll have enough money to maintain the lifestyle they've always enjoyed. Having a plan to help protect you against the curveballs life often throws will help to maintain your lifestyle. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back to the Allon Exchange with Jay and Brittany Hagy. They are the co-founders of Allon Planning Partners. I'm your host, Spike Spangle. We talk about retirement planning solutions as much as we possibly can. And, you know, that's why we're doing this program today is what should you be asking a financial advisor? We were kind of talking about Do we even need one? I liked what you were saying before, Jay. You're saying some people might say, I've saved enough money. Well, what do I need a financial advisor for now? They just want to take more of my money. I like to think, though, about the opposite side. What about someone who says, I don't think I've saved enough. They're probably not going to want to take my phone call. I don't know that they're going to be able to help me much. What would you say to somebody who's thinking that right now?
Oh man, we get a lot of people who call and say, well, what are your minimums? What, you probably don't care. I only have 400,000. I only have 250,000. There's no minimums. There's no minimums to work with us. And we choose that specifically so that we can help the average everyday Joe. What you do matters. You teachers, you firefighters, you individuals out there in the community, what you're doing to contribute to society matters. And we are grateful to have your help in all that you do to contribute. And we love to offer this service. We don't have those minimums. There's no cost to that. And we believe so much in what we do. We believe that it's something that everyone needs to have. I don't care what stage of life you're in. You need to have somebody helping you see beyond what you can see yourself. A lot of times we carry these blinders that we don't even realize we're wearing when it comes to our finances because of those emotional ties that we have to our dollars. But somebody coming from the outside can help us see things that we'd be missing.
I do have to ask the next question, though, because it's on a lot of folks' minds is, the licenses, the alphabet soup that come behind people's names or up on a door. Look, if your car's making a noise and you pull up to the mechanic, is the first thing you say, well, what are your what auto mechanic school did you go to? You're like, no. So you got to start a little bit with a personal relationship. It's a little bit about trust. But people do want to know about the background and the qualifications. How much does that matter?
It matters a lot. You need to know that whoever's giving you financial advice is in your corner. They're working for you. They're not working for a big box retail firm who is selling you financial product, but someone who's trying to get something to you, not sell something to you, right? And so we want to make sure that they're independent, they're fiduciary, meaning that they only work for their client, right? We are independent fiduciary advisors, meaning that we do not work for any other big box retail firm. We work independently for our clients at a set fee for our clients, right? You want to make sure that they are fee-based in their financial approach. So that's a really good place to start in my purview.
No, because our interests are aligned in that way, right? When you as our client do better, we as your advisor do better.
That's right.
Our interests are aligned, because what you don't want is somebody who can still make bounds and bounds of money when you're tanking, right? You want somebody on your team. And that's what we say, is that we sit on the same side of the table as you. We are intentionally independent fiduciary advisors that work solely for our clients' best interests. And we love being able to operate that way.
If you were to talk to a great family member who was across the country and you weren't going to be able to help them out, and they say, look, I need to go into a financial advisor's office. I need some help with this. And you're like, great, there's not much I can do across the country for you. I know that you want to talk to somebody in person. What would you tell them? What would you say is it more about gut feeling, or is it more about the prestige of what it's like when they walk in the office?
There is some gut feeling that goes on there. Yeah, follow your gut for sure. But also it's about asking them these questions. And one of the questions is, how are you licensed to help? Are you independent? Are you fiduciary? How do you get paid? If they're unable to answer those questions, that's not someone that I would, or unwilling, then that's not someone that I would work with, right? I would also say, what does their team look like? You'd want to make sure that it's not just an individual, but that they're a large enough team that they can access all of your information and help you in any way possible through all of those 5 areas of financial planning that we talked about. But they're also not too big that you're just a number. Right. So to me, if it was a family member, I would say, find that in the middle, financial advisory firm and team who are fiduciary only, and they're working in your best interest, and you know how they get paid, and they have an honest conversation with you about their services, that they are able to offer more than just investment management, but they're doing tax planning, they're doing income planning, estate planning, helping you with the full picture of your plans. But then also, you want to make sure that they're not so big, like we said before, that you become a number, so that they have 45 advisors on their team and you're just another cog in the machine. We never want that to be the case with our firm, and that we hope that the clients that we work with feel that they're family. And so that's kind of what we're doing.
I'm going to throw you guys a curveball, folks. They don't know that this question is coming. They don't know that most of these questions are coming, but I was like, You probably then establish pretty good relationships. Do you know the folks you work with? I mean, this
Very
is
well.
this
That's
is a
our
long
favorite part. Our
That's what I
favorite
mean, they're
part,
people.
yeah, is connecting with them, hearing about their grandkids and kids, and how their family's growing, and where they're traveling to, and we know them, and we love that.
Hanging out with them on the weekends, you know, we do this, right? We live in our community. We live with the people that we serve, and we love doing that because it is real people and real stories connected to the financial dollars, and us giving the education to the folks to be able to see their retirement dreams or their financial future expand and grow really brings us joy in life, and so we want to be a part of their story.
Speaking of, I think I saw your Facebook recently. You guys have been doing some live events recently, right?
Oh,
Getting folks
yeah,
coming
we
up.
have.
What are some of the questions they ask you coming to these events?
Yeah, and you know, there are a vast amount of questions that they ask when they come to these events, but we try to give good material and then we open up the floor. So we would love, you know, to even go to our website right now, allonplanning.com, and look at live events so that you can come and ask your question to us. We're not just a face behind a desk and a TV. We're real people, and we would love to connect with you one-on-one.
Yeah, and those workshops are a great way to learn more. If you say, I just need to learn a bit more, we have so many resources available to you. We've got, you know, of course, hear what we do weekly with the TV show. We've got a podcast. We'd love to allow you to access that. You can use the QR code on the screen as well to link to that. But we have these resources available, local workshops where it's complimentary. You just come and you learn. Sometimes we do lunch and learn. Sometimes we meet at libraries. Sometimes we meet at fun venues like the Tennessee Aquarium. We did one there recently, and it was a blast. Yeah. We toured the aquarium after and brought the kids, and it was just a lot of fun. So we have all kinds of resources available, with all the goal being to get you answers, get you solutions to help you be prepared for what is ahead in your financial future. So give us a call today, 866-691-7317, or visit our website directly. It's allonplanning.com, allonplanning.com, or you can use the QR code there as well and register for a workshop. Come give us a call, schedule your appointment directly from our website, complimentary consultation to review your entire situation to ensure that you are set on a trajectory to meet your goals for your retirement.
Questions to ask a financial advisor. Is it appropriate for you? Who is the right fit? We're going to do a lightning round with Jay and Brittany when we get back right after this break.
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Ben. Hey, birthday party for Carol and 5. Happy birthday to you.
Good morning, Ben. Happy Monday.
Daryl's birthday, be there every square. Happy birthday to you.
As you can see from our quarterly report on slide number 62, we're trending in the right direction. All signs point to a very positive outlook for the next several years. If you peel back the onion
Ben, do you have anything to add?
The work never seems to end until the day it finally does. Call today to get your free written financial plan so you may live every day to the fullest and enjoy the retirement of your dreams.
Welcome back. We are with Jay and Brittany Hagy of Allon Planning Partners. I'm your host, Spike Spangle, and now we're going to do lightning round, questions to ask a financial advisor, and I want to hear their answers. Number one, somebody walks in and says, how is my overall financial health? How do you answer that?
Well, that should be a question you are asking your financial advisor. If your financial advisor is only talking about your investments, then you may need to take a second look at who you're getting advice from. They should be looking at the overall financial picture, thinking about things like your readiness to pay for things both now and in the future. Do you have an emergency fund? Are you paying down debts? Are you living within your means? All of those things make a difference, because if you're overspending spending and living in that way, you're saving less and your future is going to look very different. So it's all linked, it's all interconnected. So if your financial advisor is not talking about your financial health and giving you some directives as to how to improve that, pay down debt, or prepare for your future, save for college funds for your kids or grandkids, whatever it is you want to do, you probably should take a second look at that.
There's one more topic I'm going to bring up because I saw one of your events recently that was also online, and it's not just about how much have you saved and what are you doing, but are you giving?
Oh,
You
yeah.
talked about generosity.
We
What does that
did.
mean to you?
Yeah, that's huge for
big
us.
one.
And we are actually starting a new initiative with Allon in Action. And this is something we're going to invite our clients to be a part of. We're actually having our first event this summer, and we're going to help bring awareness to the local food bank right in Chattanooga, right? And so we're going to help with a food drive there. And so we want to create an environment where generosity is not something we just talk about, but it's something that we do. And so I want to make sure that everyone watching, if you would like to know more about that, go to allonplanning.com, and we're going to have Allon in Action, that initiative, and you can join us. You can be a part of making a difference in our local community right where we're at, whether that's donating food to those who don't have it, or shelter to those who don't have it, or whatever other initiatives that we're partnering with. We would love to have you join on that, but we want to make generosity a core component of who we are because it's how we live, and we want to see our clients experience the joy of that as well.
Thank you. Go to the website, or you can use the QR code when that comes up on the screen as well. It'll take you right over to their website. Number two, lightning round on retirement planning questions for the financial advisor. Do I have a long-term financial plan?
And that is something that they should be asking their financial advisor.
Yes.
Is it not just in the immediate, right? Do I have a plan that's not just about
Not just for now.
right now, my investment management, but do I have an income plan for later? How am I going to actually assess these funds over
Right.
time? Do I have a tax plan? Am I making sure that I'm not paying too much in taxes? Do I have an estate plan so that if I am disabled or deceased, that the state doesn't plan this for me, but that I have a plan going forward of how my assets are going to get to the people that I love? So you better have a long-term view for your financial plan. You need to know your financial health, but you also need to know, do I have a long-term financial plan, or are you just giving me numbers of investments that this year you did this percent and this year you did this percent? Do we have a long-term goal in mind?
All right, lightning round. How does inflation impact my cash flow? Wow, that's not just for retirement.
Yeah, inflation has to be a topic of discussion with your financial advisor. If your financial advisor has not brought it up to you, you need to be asking, yes, how is this inflation? How is inflation impacting my cash flow? How will it impact my retirement? Because it will impact your retirement. And it's best to be prepared for that so there are no surprises, no shortage of income in retirement due to lack of planning for inflation.
It
It's
will
something you
shrink
got to consider.
Yeah, it will shrink your purchasing power over time. So if inflation is not a part of giving you advice in the future as far as projections on how much money you're going to have and how long that's going to last, you need to know how inflation specifically is going to impact that.
All right, should I change course now or not? This is a question, but
this is a good
that's
one.
basically, should I sell or should I buy?
I
Right?
gotta go do
That's
something
the call
different.
you're getting all the time.
We get this. You probably know to ask this question. This probably isn't one you're like, oh, I never thought to ask that. No, you probably are already asking this to your financial advisor. The markets are going crazy. What should I do, right? Or all of this is occurring in our economy and society. How should I change course because of all of these things or not, right? And so one thing that we really talk about a lot is the emotional component of investing and how it really helps to have someone on your team who can help you kind of disconnect the two to be able to see straight and to see clearly when those emotions get high. And our answer to that, should I change course or not? Our answer to that is going to look very different based on your situation and your scenario. Sometimes, so if you're living in this state of fear and dread and concern because of the market volatility, because of all that's occurring within our economy and society, that can be a red flag. It can mean either I'm not positioned correctly and there needs to be a position change. And a lot of times that's the case. That's the case, is that there does need to be a change occur so that you aren't living in this up and down, right? Because you can prevent that. You can prevent the roller coaster of emotions when you are positioned correctly.
And that probably leads me to, how diversified do you think my portfolio is, right? You get that?
You better ask about diversification, because you need to make sure that you are well diversified between all 5 asset classes, whether that's cash, real estate, commodities, stocks, or bonds, to make sure that you have the proper allocation for you. Now, it may look like different percentages of those for different folks in different seasons of life, but making sure that you have diversification, that you're not too heavy in any one of those asset classes at any given time, because it could cause unnecessary volatility, which causes emotion, which causes
Right.
you to make emotional
That cycle.
decisions, right? So we have to make sure that we have good diversification that's proper for each and every person. And you need to be asking your advisor about
Yeah,
that.
and not just within your investments, but within your tax statuses.
That's right.
Diversification is more than just about your
Taxable
investment and
accounts.
allocation strategy. It also has to do with the tax status of your accounts, because if you have all taxable accounts and you get to the point of retirement and you're drawing down from those taxable accounts, you have no tax-free buckets from which to pull from, your income tax bill is going to be significantly higher.
Yeah.
And as we know, taxes are increasing as time goes, so who knows where that's going to be in 5, 10, 15, 20 years. So if you can minimize that tax bill by creating some tax-free buckets, that's a win.
Lastly, how much is too much cash and cash savings in retirement? Look, there's a lot of folks. Do we increase the emergency fund, decrease it? There's a lot of folks. You were talking about people who have, what, $200,000 buried in their backyard?
Yeah.
Right.
And I get it. It's in reaction
Sure.
to the markets. We want
Yeah.
to get safer, but there's an overreaction and then there's an underreaction. You talked about the invisible tax and inflation. How much is too much in the cash amount when we're
There
in
again, it's
retirement?
about keeping emotions under control, because if we swing the pendulum one way or another too far, you're going to end up feeling volatility in one place or the other, right? So we always say 3 months around of expenses, 3 to 6 months of expenses in emergency fund that you can have liquid on the side that you can get to. Past that, you got lazy money on your
Invest
hands.
it.
So you
Make
should
it
be
work for
investing
you.
something.
Yeah. Beyond that, put it to work.
Yeah. Well, from 2 financial advisors, my last question is, would you please tell everybody what they're going to feel like when they
Yeah.
come into your office and what a complete review means?
Yeah, complete comprehensive financial review is where we sit down and we look at your overall plan. Just what we've talked about today, everything from taxes to income to planning for retirement to paying down debt, all of these things that are so key to your financial
Yeah.
situation, your financial health, where that stands and what that looks like, because we sit on the same side of the table as you, and we want to help you get to where you want to be,
And-
both now and in retirement.
And it's okay if you don't know the questions to ask.
That's right.
We'll provide those for you.
That's right. We'll help you
That's
along the way.
exactly what we need. Ask them the questions. Folks, call the phone number you see right here or use the QR code. It'll take you right over their website. Thank you for watching the Allon Exchange. We'll be back next week.